Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and honestly, I just don't really know what to say today. I've got so many things twirling around in my head. This isn't the last episode of the year. Oh my gosh, actually it is the last episode of the year, because I was going to say that I really want to start being more effective in terms of managing my time. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And of course, it's not the new Islamic year, it's just the new, we're coming to the end of the Gregorian calendar, which is fine, which is great. But I've always been sort of one who advocates that you can change your life at any time, any minute, any hour, any second. It's just about making that decision. But I think naturally, of course, when you get to the end of the year, Gregorian calendar or Islamic calendar, and maybe Chinese calendar if you're Chinese. But at the end of the day, we're always going to sort of look at how we manage our time. For example, when we get to the end of a project, in any of those instances. And I've been looking, to be honest, at sort of my podcast for a while as well, and thinking about how I want to move forward in sort of, in the near future. And so there will be some changes coming. I'm not sure exactly when, but certainly, I don't know, there's so many things just twirling around in my head at the moment. So many, I don't want to say epiphanies, but you look at these big brands, and I've spoken previously about how we need to know, what the real price is, right, of anything that we purchase. And it's really interesting because, of course, Zara has recently been in the news, and I think it's absolutely vile, and some celebrities as well. I think their behaviour is absolutely terrible. Kim K, I mean, what the heck were you doing? People just court publicity. They are stupid. And I just don't like, things that some people have done. I think it's incredibly insensitive. I think it's intentional, because it couldn't just be that, hey, I've wrapped my presents in a manner that looks like an Islamic shroud, and similar to Zara. So quite frankly, they deserve the boycott. And I think that brands who are ethical are going to be coming to the forefront in the future, which is great. This is great that millennials are just really sort of voting with their dollars, pounds, etc. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And it's probably not just millennials, it's everyone, isn't it, really? And so, yeah, I don't know what the future is going to hold. But what I do know is that we just have to raise awareness for justice all over the world, right? For Congo, Sudan, Palestine, there is so much injustice in the world. Why do people need to be oppressed? There's so much opportunity and abundance. It doesn't need to be this way. It's because some want to stay in power and have greater power, and it's just disgusting. But I think if we can band together with our humanity, then we can make a difference. And that is happening right now. There are vile people cheering on the genocide. And I mean, at the end of the day, karma's going to get you, whether it's in this life or the next. And I personally wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of history. But it's such a joyful experience when you purchase, I feel, from an ethical business person or from an ethical brand. And it's almost as if, when I used to think about time travel and going back in time, you think about, there's smaller independent businesses where you would get something unique, where you would really get that customer care and attention. And of course, with a lot of corporates and a lot of brands, you don't get that. And I made a purchase recently from an ethical brand, and it was fantastic. I had a query, and I'd emailed support, and they asked me, to initially sort of tell them what I thought, and it was brilliant, actually. And then I had a query, and they had said, if you've got any queries, DM us on Instagram, and I did that, and it was absolutely fantastic. Somebody helped me, and I think it was the founder essentially helped me with my purchase. I love my purchase so much. It's beautiful. It's an item of clothing, and I will be putting it out on social media. I was meant to have a photo shoot with my dear friend who is a photographer. You know who you are, and I think you're listening. So thank you. I'm really looking forward to this. And we had to change plans, so I've not had the photo shoot as yet. But I'm super excited because it'll be great. I'll be working with an ethical brand, they'll be posting pictures of me dressed in their attire, and I think that's great. It's just that it's such a lovely feeling to have a responsive brand, an ethical brand, and it was just so lovely chatting with the founder. And I think these brands are the brands of the future. They are the Zaras of the future, and I think it's amazing. It's incredible, and there is hope for the next generation, because there's so many good people. There's so many people who care about not polluting the planet, not destroying the planet, and not being greedy. And so I think that's the message for the end of the year. Despite it being day 80 of the genocide, I have hope for humanity, hope that the next generation is willing to speak up and speak out. And I think different generations, we all have something that we can teach each other. And I'm hopeful that compassion will win out in the end, because lightness will always overpower darkness ultimately. So until the next episode, let's create connection, let's change lives, let's save lives, Palestinian lives, and always free Palestine.